Well, hello there, folks, and a very warm welcome as usual back to What's for Tea. It's lovely to see you all again, and I hope you're doing well. So it's Sunday, so it's Meals of the Week, our favourite video of the week. But just before I move on, I wanted to say a huge hello to Stephen. Annie had got in touch just to see if I would say hello to you because you do watch religiously. So thank you so much to Stephen and Annie for that. And also, I've just passed just over 200,000 subscribers. So thank you to each and every one of you for your support and being part of my journey. So let's move on to Meals of the Week as usual, starting on Monday all the way through to today, which is Sunday. Yeah, so let's go and see what I've made and what we've had this week. So on Monday, you will have seen this one already if you watched the video recipe that I posted on Thursday. This was the slow cooker cheesy sliced potatoes with minced beef and onions and all the seasonings, and this was absolutely delicious. So I'm going to post the recipe video down below, that way you can click onto it and watch it and make it, because a few of you have made this and one of you had made it using chicken, which I thought was a great idea. So yeah, so it's just sliced potatoes with cheese, minced beef, onions, seasonings, all done in the slow cooker over hours, and it's amazing. And of course we've got to have baked beans on the side that just went so well. And this was it here after 5 hours of cooking on high. And like I said, highly recommend you give this one a go. Obviously, if you do like the combination of ingredients, I will leave the video link to the video down below. And then moving on to Tuesday, we actually met up with a group of friends, and usually on a Tuesday they will order something from the local chip shop. We haven't been for a wee while, but this night I just had potato fritters and a bread roll, and I do have a video recipe for potato fritters if you'd like to make these for yourself. They are just thick slices of potato deep fried, in batter, and I popped one of these into a roll. I love fritters. They're just so simple, but they're so tasty as well. So that was Tuesday. And then moving on to Wednesday, one of Mr. What's for Tea's favourites is macaroni cheese. And sometimes I finish mine off in the oven, just to go nice and brown, crispy, bubbly on the top. But sometimes I just combine the pasta and the sauce in the pan and serve it that way. And this is his favourite way of having macaroni cheese. He prefers it just mixed in with the sauce and then served because it stays much more saucy, which he prefers. And I did have some leftover ham that I needed to use up as well. So I've just chopped the ham up and popped it in with the cheese sauce and then mixed it through the macaroni. So it was lovely. And we've got half a baguette at the back as well. And there's just some extra grated cheddar cheese over the top and a wee sprinkling of parsley as well, just to use up the parsley that I had there. I'm now on to a new pack, so you will see the parsley making an appearance. And then moving on to Thursday, we had a wee baguette with some chips at the side. I was going to do tuna melt, when you have your tuna and then the cheese, and then you grill the whole thing just so that it goes nice and melty. But we didn't really fancy that, so I just kept it cold with the tuna mayo sweet corn. And there's a wee bit of garlic in the mayo as well. So it's garlic mayo with sweet corn. There's lettuce and tomato on that baguette as well. We've got some coleslaw on the side, and I just made some chips in the air fryer. Just made my own chips for a wee change in the air fryer. That was lovely, really easy to put together as well. And that's a good thing about things like this. I mean, you can change it up every time, just use a different filling, ever so easy. And then moving on to Friday, this one is for Dave. So Dave, you're most welcome whenever you like. This one is for Dave. So this was a chicken curry. So this is a Chinese takeaway style chicken curry. Sometimes I do more of an Indian style, but this one is more of the Chinese, which I prefer. I prefer the flavour profile of a Chinese curry over an Indian curry, but I do like both. So I've got some basmati rice. That's a lovely chunky chicken breast curry. And I always put peas into my curry sauce and sometimes onions, or either or. But there's peas and onions in this one. So Dave, I hope you like the look of that one. And then moving on to yesterday, we made tuna pasta bake, and you will have seen this wee seasoning sachet if you watch my Tesco shopping and bagging the other day. In fact, it was yesterday, not the other day, it was yesterday. This is the one that I typically use to make my tuna pasta bake. So it's penny pasta, the seasoning, there's cheese in there, tuna obviously, there's sweet corn, there's tomato puree, and I also add a wee bit of garlic as well, just to jazz it up a wee bit. And this is lovely. It doesn't look the tastiest thing in the world, but it's really, really nice. I get slated for this, for the tuna, and they say, oh, I couldn't eat that, but honestly, it's really nice, so I would give it a go if you do like tuna and pasta, of course. And then moving on to today, we had wee individual pies. We do like a pie, and the great thing about a pie is you can throw anything into a pie and it becomes a pie. So leftover stew, leftover mince, even leftover curry, anything like that you can turn into a pie. But this one is a beef and mushroom, and I forgot about it in the oven, so it did catch a wee bit in the top, but yeah, it's absolutely fine. We've got some roast potatoes on the side, and then just some carrots and green beans on the back, and there's loads of gravy in that pie. Mr. Watts for Tea isn't the biggest fan of too much gravy, so the gravy that's in the pie is enough for him, and I just had a jacket potato with cheese and beans. How boring, but that's what I had. So that's everything we had this week, and again, a huge thank you to the supporters of the channel over my Patreon page, and to the channel members here on YouTube as well, for you all for watching, leaving your lovely comments, for sharing the videos, those that have bought me a coffee using the Buy Me a Coffee link, or those that have left me a super thanks donation on the channel as well. It's all very much appreciated, and I will catch up with you during the week for another wee video or three back here on What's for Tea. So whenever you choose to join me again, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, and bye for now. Bye now.